Alright guys, welcome back. This is tutorial 15, part 4, and we're going to finish building our Dragon Quest style save system. And so what we're going to be building as our final part is just the method to tell us how much money it's going to cost to revive our character, and then of course populating that over and making sure that that scene is all working accurately. So let's go ahead and hop right back into it. And let's see. So first off, what we need to do is go make sure that we got the method here for it. It is revive fee. So we're going to grab that. We're going to go add that to the game actor class. Let's just add it down here at the bottom. Game actor less than the game battler. And then we are going to add the new method here. And then this is going to go ahead and just tell us we're going to do it entirely based on levels, since that's actually what our script request out here said. So we're just going to go ahead and grab that. We're going to paste that in here, and we are going to run this on level like this. So we are going to say case level, and then when, and then 1 through 3 is going to return $10. When 4 return 20. Oh, and that's 4 through 14. As the next one is 15 through 19. Return when return, and this is 20 through 49. I'm only doing 2 dots, so it gets everything between there. If I did 3 dots, I would actually do 50, so that it does everything up to 50 but not 50. We're going to do it that way, just so it's a little bit easier to read. So when 50 through 79. Only 2 more. When 80 through 98. Return, and then when 99. Return a whole lot of money. So if you wanted to make this more of a scale, so it actually multiplies or does some sort of a math thing, I'm sorry, not math thing, some formula that you want it to follow in order to determine what the fee should be based upon the level. You've got all the things here that you need in order to do that. You've got your level. You can pass that into whatever formula you want to use, and then you can go on through that. So that should handle getting our revive fee, and so we should be good there. We're taking the fee and adding it to the actor name here, and so I think we should be good to go. And then let's see. I want to just check our sub command stuff here. If the fee is not equal to nil and you have enough, or fee equal to nil. Yes, I think that's probably the way to do it, because if fee was equal to nil, it would go through the else case and always say you don't have enough money. So since it's not even a part of it, then we're just going to skip over it, and then we can just say if fee not equal to nil right there. And so we should be covered in that. And let's go ahead and try it out. So our guy here is going to give us $100. He's going to incapacitate Ulrika. He's going to give darkness to Bennett and poison to Yova. And then, so what we should expect to see is that we'll clear it the first time. The second time we try, it's not going to work. Or I get a syntax error there. And it took me all the way to the bottom, which means that I forgot to close something. In this case, it was the case statement. unless I miss something else, in which case it'll tell me again that it was wrong, but it's not. So let's go ahead, go here, go ahead and talk to our buddy here, and then we're going to go ahead and say I've got a confession. So now it's not catching our input. Let me find out why. Let's see. So here we've got if this one's equal to true, and if this one is not equal to that, and it's active, then do this. I guess since we've only got two windows here, we could do it like this and just get rid of that. That would force us to go through this routine. I'm wondering if maybe it's our busy here. Although it worked before, so I think we should be alright. It's something I'd expect us to be alright. Let's try it again and see what we get. Okay, it is not grabbing our input. So let's find out why. If, did I put that in if busy or if not busy? No, that should return if it is busy. It must be returning busy. That's the only explanation I've come up with. So what are we going to do? We're going to print whether or not it's busy. We could also just comment out the line, and then of course it would continue for us, if that's what's blocking us. Let's go and try it again here. Go ahead and talk to our buddy. It is false. And now it's catching our input. Let's just close this. Oops. Alright, so it is returning false. Return, oh, you know what? If, I forgot the word if. That's what did it. Let's go ahead and put that back the way we had it. If main command dot active equals true. Alright. I guess we really don't even need the if subcommand active. I don't think we'll ever run into a case where we create it. Well, I know we won't. We'll never create a case for that to happen. Let's go ahead, try this. Talk to here. Talk to him. Alrighty, it's working again. Alright, now one last piece. Just because I just thought of it and I know I already missed it. So, under our update subcommand here, under the case in which we go through all of this, we are not closing our sub window. So here you don't have enough money, but we're going to leave you with it just in case. But if you do choose a person and you do your action, we do want it to close. Alright, one more time. Looks like I might need to change the camera settings to brighten that up for you a little. And we are going to say resurrection, undefined method, fee for scene save fees. Okay, go ahead here again, talk to this guy, resurrect, undefined method x for nil class. Oh, no, subcommand, main, command. Alright guys, sorry about that. Anyways, so let's see, what did we have? So it was main command, not main window. And so we need to make sure that we do this main command. And then we need to make sure that I didn't mess that up in the... Okay, so it was correct in that one. So let's go ahead and try this again. Okay, go ahead and talk to our guy. Resurrection. No one is in need of this service. Oh, you know what? Order thing again. Remember that? As soon as it finishes this one, it goes right into that one, so this one needs to be above it, like that. The one closest to the top takes the most priority. So if you're calling a sub-window, the sub-window has to have more priority than the base window. And there we go, we've got Ulrika. We revive her, click it again, no one's in need. Bennett, $20, and Yelva, $10. Click no one. It seems that no one is cursed, no one is in need of this service, and you are not poisoned. Divination, got our information, save. Okay, well I think that covers it. I think we've got our system completely programmed. Go ahead and move him out of the way. We already did the last church stuff, so I think that pretty much covers it. We've still got a couple more minutes, and there was one second part of this request that I didn't finish reading all the way, which was a teleportation. Okay, so we could add another option to say, take me to this church or take me to that church. What you could do is you could store the names of each of the churches that, or I'm sorry, save locations that you go to, and then you could, whenever you execute, excuse me, anytime you execute a save, then it is going to store the name of that map or whatever. So in the case of the pastor here, we can have him teleport you to the appropriate church. So if we have more than one church that we've visited, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a visited list, okay? And because we've already got it storing the church here, then what we're going to do is we're also just going to add another one here, visited list, and then we're going to set that, we're going to push in, or you know what, we're going to do it as a method. So we're going to say visited list, and then we're going to pass it the new map ID. Alright, so this will automatically add to the visited list. Let's see, we could say, yeah, we'll just do it like that. So if it has an argument, then it will add that one to it. If it does not have an argument, then it will not add anything. So let's go ahead and just say def visited list, and then we are going to put in parentheses, and then you put a equal sign, or let's see, it is ID equals, and then you put in parentheses nil. Actually, I don't think you need the parentheses there. So just say ID equals nil. So if one is not provided, then it's going to be nil. Okay. So then we say if ID is equal to nil, then return. You know what? We need to do a visited if visit list is equal to nil, then at visit list equals, and we'll do it as a new array. I like to do them that way just because they're one-liners. And so if the ID is equal to nil, then return visit list. Else, then visit list dot push ID unless at visit list.include ID. So it says only add it if the ID is not already there, and then we'll sort the list again. So visit list.sort, and then we will return the visit list. Alright, so this is our case here for when a value is provided. This is the not provided, and if the variable has not been initialized, then it will automatically initialize it for you. This way, if you add this script into a game and you've already got some saves, then you won't need to start a new game to get your saves to reflect this data. So that should be all of that. So now all we need to do is to just go ahead and populate a new menu option here. So we'll go ahead and add another command, and then we'll go ahead and say teleport. Okay, so now we come down here to the main command, and then we say when 5 teleport, then we are going to say gameplayer.visitedList. If gameplayer visited, you know what, let's go ahead and set that equal to list first. So we say list equals to that. Alright guys, I'm back. I just figured I'd change the camera settings and turn on the light so that you guys could see. Anyway, so we've got our game player visited list, and we are setting that in a list. So then we are going to say if list.size equals 0, then well, you know what? It's always going to be at least 1. So we're going to say if it's 1 greater than 1. So if it, I'm sorry, less than 2. Basically saying if this is the only church you've visited, then you probably don't need to have the option there. It's just going to automatically respond with, you know what, let's actually move this up. Let's go and do this in the when it's pushing the commands here. So we can go ahead and say list equals visited list if list.size greater than 1. So it'll only add the option if you visited at least 2. So that's kind of the idea. So basically we're just saying, alright, you've visited at least that many. So let's go ahead and actually make this teleport list. We'll just make it an instance, so we only have to fetch it once. So when the scene is created, we check it, and then we'll never check it again during that time. So we'll go ahead and just say teleport list. Alright. So we're going to look back at the command, main command. So if teleport, meaning that they had to have the option to get the index in order to make it as an option, so you don't have to worry about changing this code. Then you go ahead and put, well, we're just going to draw a new subcommand. So we're going to go ahead and say, let's see, this is create subcommand with those particular options. I think we're just going to go ahead and create another subcommand, but we're not going to use that same method, so we're going to have to just create, create teleport list. And then we'll go ahead and return off of that. Although we can just go and disable, you know what, we'll just do it all in that method. So let's go ahead, we're going to create that one down here. Okay, create teleport list. So we are going to go ahead and open up command, no, not command. We have our teleport list, and that's what we already set. So we are going to pass that, no, we need to get the names. So we need to get the names of each of the maps equals, and that's going to be an open thing. So then we're going to say for ID in that, then we're going to say game, Now let's see, the map info isn't normally stored in there. I think it's game map map infos .dat, or let's go look up the DAT file for it. Let's see, data map infos. So it is data map infos. So that's what we're going to fetch. Grab the name of that, and so we're going to add this. I guess we can just add it down here at the bottom. Map info equals, and then load data. I think that's right. Okay, quote unquote data slash and then the name. Alright, so here is going to be our map info. So we're going to take that and we are going to add that to our, we're going to say map info ID dot name. So that is always going to return us the name of the map. So it's going to return the name of the map out of the tree over here. So we are going to add that to the names, and then let's do that, and then we are going to create a sub. Let's do this teleport tel command equals a new window command dot new 160. You know, I guess you can do wider if you want, it's up to you. And then we'll pass it the list of names. Then we're going to set the tel command dot x equal to the main command dot x, and then the tel command dot y equal to, and then what we need to do is we actually need to limit the maximum height so that it doesn't exceed the size of the window of the scene itself. So let's go look at the window command. I think there was already a limit to that. Commands row spacing. Surprisingly enough, it doesn't. Let's see, commands with row max. Okay, row max is what we need to do. So we're going to set column max to 1, and then we're going to provide it a row max. Is the maximum number of rows to display. So 1 column and row max of say 10. Now if you wanted to, you could actually make this a split so it's 2 columns, and then it'll handle it, but I'm going to leave it as 1. So we'll go ahead and leave it as 1. We'll list a maximum of 10, and then we'll go ahead and say 416 divided by 2 minus the tel command dot height divided by 2, so that it's always perfectly centered. Okay, and then we need to set the main command active to false, and then we're going to come back up here, tel command, we need to update it if it exists. So if tel command not equal to nil, then tel command dot update, and then of course the dispose as well, although you should never get into this situation, but we'll add it anyways. And then down here we're going to add a new input here for it. If tel command not equal to nil, then update tel command. And that is that. I'm going to take this and we're going to go ahead and create a update tel command. And this is going to say if input.trigger input C end, and then if input.trigger input B, and then we are going to add to the C. Alrighty, so we are going to add to our input C. We're going to say we're just going to straight out teleport you. We're not going to ask are you sure, because you can just teleport back. And my cell phone. Sorry, hold on. Alright guys, sorry about that. Okay, so input C, we are going to teleport you straight out to the location that was stored. And then of course it's always going to use the spawn location, etc. So we're going to kind of piggyback on the system we've already made. So we're going to game map.setup, and then we're going to pass it the ID that is appropriate. So we're going to say teleport list, and then we're going to use the telecommand.index, and so it's going to return the ID of the map, and then we are going to game map what was it, find location, something along those lines, get church location, find DQ spawn. Find DQ spawn. Where were we now? We're in the update telecommand. So it takes you to that location, and then we are going to graphics.transition, and we're going to take 1 second to transition. You know what? Let's just fade out. We'll just say fade out. Transition. Well, you know what? No, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to do transition. Okay, transition, 60 seconds. It's going to take you there to the new location. Although I guess we probably have to do graphics.freeze first so that it freezes where you're currently at. We do that, and then we are going to take you to the new location, and then we are going to game map.need, or I guess we can just run a refresh on it just to ensure, and then we are going to set, I guess if you wanted to, you can also play in animation on the player, and then you could, I think we just need an animation ID. I need to just make sure it's in sprite character before I decide that. .animation ID. Okay, so it's character.animation ID, and I'm not sure if game player has that method. It should, I would expect, but maybe not. Game player animation ID, they do not. So we won't be able to do that immediately. It'll take some more coding, but since we're out of time, I think I think that's where we'll leave it. So we'll transport. Otherwise, we will just go ahead and dispose telecommand. Although we don't really need the additional lines for it, we could just say telcommand.dispose and telcommand.equal to nil, and main command.active equals true, and sound.play decision, or I'm sorry, cancel. And up here we would actually, oh, you know what? Is that in the wrong place? That's on update main. Did I accidentally delete something I didn't want to? Let's make sure I didn't just screw myself in that. I did. Good thing I caught that. Let's see, update tel command right here. Dispose tel. We're just going to do it this way, since we have never actually did that. Okay, and then we'll also dispose it during this case, and we'll do decision. But we'll do that up here. Yep. Okay, and then scene equals scene map.new. Okay, I think that should cover everything. So let's go ahead, and well, I don't even have time to test it. So hopefully that'll all work. I'll just try it out. If not, then I'll probably come back for just a quick 2 or 3 minute one, but I think we're pretty good. So I think you guys should be alright. So we will catch you next time for our next tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you later.